Hey there. I know you're here today because something feels off. Maybe you've been feeling distant, disconnected, maybe even alone. It's okay. You are not the only one. There's a lot going on in the world right now that makes us feel that way. We live in a time where social media is constantly bombarding us with images of perfect lives. People traveling, making money, living in these ideal worlds we all wish we could step into. But deep down, we know the truth, don't we? That it's all a facade. And the more we try to measure up, the more disconnected we feel. And here's the thing about that feeling of isolation. Your isolation is not a coincidence. It's not something that just happens randomly. There's a reason for it, even if you can't see it right now. The universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, has a purpose for this time in your life. This feeling of being alone. It's guiding you towards something bigger, something greater than you could have imagined. I want you to understand something right off the bat. Being isolated doesn't mean you're abandoned. It doesn't mean that you're lost or forgotten. It's actually an opportunity that so many of us overlook, especially in the chaos of our everyday lives. So let's dive into this. I want to talk to you about your isolation and why it might be exactly what you need right now. It may feel uncomfortable, even painful at times, but trust me, there's more to this than just feeling left out. This is the universe pushing you to reconnect with something far more valuable. Yourself. The truth is, when we're surrounded by people, it's easy to get caught up in the noise. We start adopting their opinions, their values, their dreams. We forget what we truly want, who we truly are. But when we're alone, when we're isolated, something amazing happens. We start hearing our own voice. We start asking the hard questions. Who am I really? What do I actually want? What am I scared of? What do I value? And that, my friend, is where your isolation becomes a gift. It's your chance to build a deep relationship with yourself. We all know how hard it is to find real peace in this world. But in isolation, you can get clarity. You can get real with yourself in a way you might not have been able to do when life was moving too fast. No distractions, no outside influence. Just you, sitting with your thoughts, your feelings, and your truth. You see, this is what most of us are afraid of. We don't want to be alone because we're scared of facing who we really are. But let me tell you something. Your isolation is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's in this space, in the quiet, in the stillness, that you begin to discover who you truly are. The real you, not the version of yourself that you've been trying to please other people with. That's why your isolation is so important. When we stop looking for external validation, we can finally start asking the questions that matter. Are the things we've been chasing really what we want? Or have we been chasing someone else's dream? Are the beliefs we hold dear really our own? Or are they just what we were told we should believe? Are the relationships we're in truly fulfilling? Or are we just filling the space because we don't want to be alone? I know it's uncomfortable, but the reality is, most of us never take the time to really ask these questions. We're too busy living the life society says we should live, chasing goals that aren't even ours, following paths that were laid out for us before we even had a chance to think for ourselves. But your isolation gives you the space to make those realizations. It gives you the chance to rethink your life and to figure out what you truly want, what's truly meaningful to you. And that's where the magic happens. When you realize that your isolation is an opportunity for growth, that's when everything shifts. Isolation isn't about being a loner or hiding away from the world. It's about being given the time and space to really understand yourself and to grow into the person you were always meant to be. In those moments alone, you have the chance to practice self-love, to really get comfortable with yourself, to build the confidence that you're worthy of the life you want. Your isolation teaches you how to be independent. It teaches you how to stand on your own 2 feet, make decisions, and trust yourself. It's about becoming self-sufficient, not just emotionally, but spiritually and mentally as well. And once you master that, once you realize that you don't need anyone else to complete you, you'll find that your isolation was actually the best thing that ever happened to you. Because now, when you re-enter the world, you're not looking for anyone to fill the void inside you. You are whole. You are complete. You are confident in who you are. But here's the thing, isolation doesn't just help you grow as an individual. It also teaches you how to have better relationships with others. It may sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you spend time alone, when you truly learn to love and respect yourself, you become better at loving and respecting others. That's how your isolation becomes a blueprint for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Think about it. When we're constantly surrounded by people, it's easy to lose sight of what we really want and need. We become so focused on pleasing others, on being what they want us to be, that we forget to take care of ourselves. But when you're alone, you learn to set boundaries. You learn what's acceptable and what's not. You start to realize that you deserve relationships that are built on mutual respect, not on the need to feel validated or loved. And that's where your isolation becomes incredibly powerful. It gives you the ability to choose the relationships that truly nourish you. It helps you see the difference between people who truly support you and people who just drain your energy. And once you've figured that out, once you've learned to protect your energy, your relationships will become more authentic, more meaningful, and more rewarding. But isolation isn't just about self-love and relationships. It's also a chance to reconnect with something bigger than yourself. For many of us, the busy pace of life can make it hard to find time for our spiritual practices. But in the stillness of your isolation, you're given the perfect opportunity to reconnect with your higher power, whether that's God, the universe, or your own sense of spirituality. In those quiet moments, when you're alone with your thoughts, you can reconnect with your soul. You can tap into a deeper sense of purpose, a deeper sense of peace. You can rediscover what really matters to you and find the strength to let go of the things that don't. This is the time when you'll begin to see signs, synchronicities, messages from the universe, little nudges that guide you toward your true path. And let's not forget, your isolation is also a chance for healing. Life's challenges, our past traumas, the pain we carry with us, it all accumulates. And if we don't take the time to heal, it's easy for it to start showing up in our relationships, our goals, and our sense of self-worth. But in the silence of isolation, we're given the space to heal. We can reflect on the pain we've experienced, process it, and start to let it go. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and it's not always easy. But when you allow yourself the time and space to sit with your pain, you start to understand it. You start to learn from it. And over time, that pain transforms. It becomes wisdom. It becomes strength. And the next time you face a challenge, you'll be better prepared to handle it. So, I want to leave you with this. Your isolation is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's a gift. It's an opportunity for growth, for self-discovery, for healing, and for reconnecting with your higher power. In this space, you will find clarity, strength, and peace. You'll find that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. And remember, you are never truly alone. The universe is always with you, guiding you toward your best self. So embrace your isolation, trust the process, and know that on the other side, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more connected than ever before. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope this message resonates with you. And if it does, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.